news at 10 with Jim Mitchell, Loretta Harris, meteorologist Tammy Garrison, and David Sullivan with sports.
Good evening.
Now, the news at 10 with Don Schroeder, Loretta Harris, meteorologist Tammy Garrison, and David Sullivan with sports.
Good evening.
Now, the news at 10 with Loretta Harris, Don Schroeder, meteorologist Tammy Garrison, and David Sullivan with sports.
Good evening, I'm Don Schroeder.
And I'm Loretta Harris.
The news at 10 with Susan Sweeney, Bill Francis, weather with Tara Bassett, and Bob Rainey with sports.
Good evening, I'm Bill Francis.
And I'm Susan Sweeney.
You're watching Fox News at 10 with Susan Sweeney, John Young, weather with Tara Bassett, and Tom Lane with sports.
Many of the bills passed in the 1990 Kentucky The governors of Kentucky and Indiana.
Good evening, I'm Don Schroeder.
And I'm Loretta Harris. Welcome back to Fox in the Morning. It is 8:48.
You're watching Fox in the Morning with Barry Burnson, Candace Cliff, and Chief Meteorologist Mark Weinberg.
Now on Fox News at 10.
We may not be through breaking records. Details on that story next.
Why hundreds of Jeffersonville residents were forced to cope with the extreme heat, whether they wanted to or not.
How the scorching temperatures are forcing school leaders in one local district to make changes to the first day of school.
The disturbing details surrounding a southern Indiana woman facing child pornography charges.
Now, Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Woolsey.
And I'm Don Schroeder. Another
From WDRB, Fox in the Morning starts now.
Good morning to you. 5 o'clock on this Wednesday, I believe it's the 17th of February.
From WDRB, Fox News at 11:30 starts now.
Good morning, I'm Valerie Chin. Thanks for joining us.
Now on Fox News at 10.
This is the worst case I've ever seen.
He rushed 2-year-old Erica Hughes to the hospital the night she was shot. Now that local police officer speaks out after the man who pulled the trigger and killed Erica's mother is sentenced.
I do not want to lose my school because you want to save money.
Leave it to a 4th grader to sum up the worries about 2 New Albany schools. And can you hear me now? A science experiment allows a man to grow an actual ear on his own arm. A story you have to hear and see to believe.
Might see a little bit of fog for the old morning commute coming up on Wednesday. We'll talk about the fog and some brighter, warmer days ahead in your forecast on the way.
From WDRB, Fox News at 10 starts now.
A life or death decision for one of 2 men tonight convicted in the murder of a local mom.
From WDRB, Fox in the Morning starts now.
Good morning to you. It is the 17th of June. It is the birthday of our producer, Jen Draghi. Happy birthday, Jennifer.
From WDRB, Fox News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm David Scott.
And I'm Elizabeth Woolsey.
Now on WDRB News at 4, JCPS leaders move forward with a backup plan in case they don't hire a superintendent by their deadline. How much an interim leader will cost the district.
There's something crucial missing at the polls on this primary day in Kentucky, and it's making those who voted frustrated.
On the radar, I'm going to show you something that you literally don't get to see just about every day. We'll talk about the weird motion bringing us some of the wet weather and how much longer it will be doing that very thing.
How you can save money on everyday items at the grocery store and how you can cut your bill in half or even more.
From Louisville, WDRB News at 4 starts now.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Elizabeth Woolsey.
And I'm Gilbert Coursey. It feels a lot more like...
From Louisville, WDRB News at 7 on WBKI starts now.
And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lindsay Allen.
And I'm David Scott.
From Louisville, WDRB in the Morning starts now.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 8 o'clock on the dot. Welcome back to WDRB in the Morning. I'm Chris Suter.
And I'm Kelly Davis out here at the start of the Anthem 5K. Unfortunately, we were hoping to get you guys started.
Another rule broken, and Shane Bohannon is kicked off the team. This time, it's for good. What Coach Pitino has to say.
A major cold blast could bring some light snow into the area. I'll talk about whether it could accumulate.
Police are still searching for young men who allegedly stole a car. They could be armed and dangerous.
A female robber hits a local bank. How a teller was able to make a silent plea for help.
From Louisville, WDRB News at 4 starts now.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Elizabeth Woolsey.
And I'm Gilbert Corsi.
Good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm Rachel Collier. And I'm Valerie Chin. Big developments this morning.
We have a harsh one like last year. All bets are off.
Salt prices are up this year. What that means for the roadways when winter weather hits.
Today we saw temperatures only get in the 60s, but I think we're going to see a major warm-up when you should expect temperatures back in the mid-80s coming up next.
I think that, if anything, he was more of a victim, not a villain.
People paid thousands of dollars for Oaks and Derby tickets they never received. For the first time, an explanation from the business.
We're talking pedestrian safety a few days after a pregnant mother and her 2 children are hit crossing 3rd and Main. What it takes to get LMPD down here directing traffic.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm David Scott.
And I'm Lindsay. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lindsay Allen.
And I'm Elizabeth Woolsey. David Scott is off tonight.
Flash flood watch in effect for part of the area tonight. Heavy rain transitions over to some light snow in parts of the area tomorrow, and I think we could see some snow showers on Christmas Eve. Your chance of a white Christmas next.
We're getting a closer look at plans for a new downtown elementary school in Jeffersonville, why officials say it's the best choice, and why some people have concerns.
It might be predictable that he dies at a young age.
One of the suspects in a high-speed chase through the Highlands gets called out by the judge, but no jail time. What happens to him now?
We must have been going about 50 miles an hour.
And a suspect's quick getaway leads to a fast capture on video. Then police. Next, what he was running from. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm David Scott. The rain is still coming down out there tonight with a flash flood watch for parts of our area. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm David Scott.
And I'm Adrienne Flores. Representative Dan Johnson is dead tonight in what the Bullitt County coroner is calling a probable suicide.
Our team of reporters has been following this WDRB News alert for the last several hours tonight.